The sun sets tomorrow evening. The invasion of our borders will have come to a halt, and all the illegal border trespassers.
Mass deportations and executive orders, just some of the promises President-elect Donald Trump has made on his way to the White House, some of those coming just today.
And tomorrow is his inauguration, and that could immediately kickstart a number of major shifts in immigration. Here at News 4, we are tracking those potential changes. Now, the epicenter of the crisis at the border right here in South Texas, including cities just a few hours from San Antonio, right in our own backyard. Starting tonight, we have a team of crews stationed along the border ahead of any potential policy impacts.
News 4 San Antonio's Jordan Elder, Matt Roy, and Yami Virgin are in the Rio Grande Valley, Eagle Pass, and Del Rio, where we could see influxes of migrants and deportations.
Tonight, we start our team coverage in the Rio Grande Valley. Starr County is a relatively small South Texas county with a population of about 66,000.
News 4 San Antonio's Matt Roy will be there for the next few days. He explains now soon Starr County could play a key role in President-elect Donald Trump's mass deportation efforts.
Mandy, Jonathan, we've been following this for months now. Texas Land Commissioner Don Buckingham and the General Land Office, they purchased this 1,400-acre plot of land in Starr County with big plans in mind. Potentially even lending it out to the incoming Trump administration for a migrant detention center to help them with their mass deportation efforts. In the meantime, though, they wanted to finish building the border wall on it. Check out the before and after shots. This is footage from late November. You can see there was just about 150 yards of the border wall completed, and this is now. 1.5 miles of border wall completed on the property in less than 2 months, something Buckingham says is key to protecting the state and the country.
We took basically a lawless piece of land that was leading the state in crime, and we got complete operational control of that part of the border. Of course, we're fine-tuning a couple things, putting some security lights up, some camera lights, things like that, but functionally the wall's in place.
But the wall was just the beginning. The land connects to the Rio Grande River, so Buckingham says the Texas Military Department will use it for launching their boats into the water. And then, of course, there's the potential for a migrant detention center, which incoming border czar Tom Homan has already indicated that he would like to pursue. So this small Texas border county could be ground zero for President Trump's mass deportation mission. Reporting in Starr County, I'm Matt Roy.
And as cold temperatures sweep South Texas, authorities along the border are preparing for migrants to make a last-minute push to get into the United States. If that means crossing the Rio Grande, it could mean risking hypothermia.
News 4 San Antonio's Jordan Elder is in Eagle Pass tonight with what officials there are seeing right now.
Originally, experts were worried about large numbers of people trying to cross into the United States before the inauguration. The space behind me here in Shelby Park was actually used for mass migration about a year ago. But as you can see, things are still pretty quiet. Right now, it's not a big number of migrants that officials are concerned about. It's the big drop in temperature. The cold isn't stopping some migrants from making the trek across the river, which makes it even more dangerous in these conditions. A CBP source tells us they're ready to help with rescues if needed. President Donald Trump has promised several sweeping executive orders on day one regarding immigration. We'll be watching for any developments here from Eagle Pass over the course of the next few days. Specifically, we're looking at any executive orders regarding CBP One. That's the app that migrants can currently use to make an appointment to enter the U.S. legally. Several members of the incoming Trump administration have hinted that they'd like to see that shut down. Reporting in Eagle Pass, I'm Jordan Elder.
Now, farther up the border is the city of Del Rio. That is where there's a portion of border wall that remains unfinished.
Our Yami Virgin is there tonight with the big changes that could come next for the small city.
Good evening, San Antonio. We are in Del Rio. Right now, we are here because this was one of the major issues that President Trump ran on. Border security and immigration. Behind me, what you see is not the wall that he built, but the wall that was built by Governor Abbott. And tonight, that is what the sheriff of Valverde County is asking from the Trump administration to finish the wall in this area. Sheriff Joe Frank Martinez of Valverde County, where Del Rio is located, calls it the multi-president wall that was first built by President Bush to protect the city of Del Rio. When President Trump came into office the first time, they began replacing it, but not fast enough before he was voted out after his first term.
So there was big gaps that were left open in that fence. So there was a temporary structure that was put up just to make the area safe. And to me, it's compromised.
Now that Trump is back in the White House is for the administration to put the barrier back the way it was.
The original fence that was put in by the Bush administration was put in to deter people coming right into the community, send them to the rural areas in which Border Patrol had a little bit more time to respond to that. And that seemed to work at that point in time.
Chief Jason Owens, the head of Border Patrol, who used to be the chief for the Del Rio sector, says his biggest concern as he gets ready to retire in April is if migrants start to overwhelm Border Patrol trying to enter the country illegally through this area.
Anytime that happens, the problem is always going to be that they overwhelm our border security apparatus that is intended to protect us from external threats.
Chief Owens also calls Del Rio home. He hopes when he gets back to Texas, he will have the opportunity still to help continue protecting the United States.
If I have the opportunity to ever make a difference, I'm always going to stand up and volunteer.
In Del Rio, Valverde County, I'm Jamie Virgen, News 4 San Antonio.
Our team will stay on the border all this week, continuing to be our eyes and ears. They will also be tracking any potential impacts President-elect Donald Trump's immigration policy will have on the Texas border. And remember, you can follow us both on air and online for the very latest.
One of the big stories happening right now is tomorrow's inauguration of President Donald Trump and what impact it could have on the border. Reforming immigration and border security was a pillar of Trump's campaign. Trump, along with his incoming border czar, Homan, promised big changes starting day one. Homan telling NBC News he also plans to bring back raids and roundups at people's jobs.
I'm not going to forecast what we're doing and where we're doing it, but you can count on worksite enforcement coming back.
We're also waiting to see what impact this could have on day laborers here in Texas. There are thousands of these laborers across the state who earn money each day picking up jobs that don't require a work permit. Things like manual labor, landscaping, or moving, to name a few. Experts have voiced concerns over the impact mass deportations could have on the labor force. So here are some of the unanswered questions we'll be working to follow for you this week. How soon will mass deportation start here in Texas, or even right here in San Antonio? Will we see anything on Monday? Again, Homan says raids at people's jobs are possible. Question is, how soon could we see something like that happening here in San Antonio? We will continue to work to get answers on this developing story and others. We'll be here every week to let you know what we find out. Tackling your unanswered questions, I'm News 4 San Antonio's Darian Trotter.